I'd like to start off this video by asking the question, what is migration? Followed by that, I'd like to discuss the different types of migration. Okay, so what is migration? According to Merriam-Webster.com, migration is to move from one country or place to live or work in another. Different types of migration include intercontinental migration. Intercontinental migration is from one continent to another. Forced migration is when migrants are forced to leave their country because of war, famine, or disease. Seasonal and economic migration. Seasonal is when just for short periods of time. Economic migration is for reasons such as better job opportunities or better education for the children. The case study I chose is the Syrian refugee crisis. The three main topics I'll be discussing are: number 1, why are there Syrian refugees? Number 2, how do they get to their destination? Number 3, what happens to them once they reach their destination? Why are there Syrian refugees? Okay, so it all started in the spring of 2011. In 2011, a series of anti-governmental protests, uprisings, and armed rebellions which made its way through the Middle East commenced. This is referred to as the Arab Spring, although the success of the Arab Spring is still disputed throughout the globe. The Arab Spring was first popularized by Western media when the successful uprising in Tunisia occurred. Many Middle Eastern countries saw the success of the Tunisia uprisings and decided that they should do it as well. And one by one, revolts and uprisings started in many different Arabic-speaking countries. The Arab Spring occurred in countries such as Egypt, Tunisia, Yemen, Syria, and Libya. Unfortunately, in Libya and Syria, the revolts were unsuccessful and nothing changed, resulting in civil wars for both countries. Well, how did the Arab Spring affect Syria? When the people of Syria started protesting, their president, Assad, refused to step down. As a result, the Syrian people revolted. During the process, many extremist groups started fighting the government, which resulted in a civil war. A group named ISIS took advantage of the civil war and started attacks on cities and towns, conquering them. Not only that, Russia launched numerous missile attacks on Syria, on ISIS, killing thousands of innocent civilians. Between the civil war and plenty of attacks from anti-governmental groups, the people of Syria decided that they had enough, packed up and left, taking only their most valuable personal belongings. Okay, so how do the refugees get to their destination? After deciding that they must leave their country, the refugees start planning different ways they could leave their country to seek refuge, and start thinking of countries they could enter, which give them the opportunities which their country couldn't. Most refugees end up going to Europe, to countries that could give them the opportunities theirs couldn't, and countries with the best social amenities. In total, 800,000 Syrian refugees entered Germany, hoping to re-establish their life. Before I explain how they get to Germany, I'd like to explain why they decided to come to Germany. Germany is one of the countries in Europe with the best social economic security, which means the best healthcare, education, social protecting, and work-related security. That is the reason why many economic migrants migrate to Germany. A lot of the refugees take different methods of getting to their final destination. In this case, to Germany, they take unsafe rubber boats. They walk for days on end, and in very few cases, they take a plane. This is the route most of the Syrian refugees took to get to Germany. What happens when the refugees reach Germany? When the refugees reach Germany, the majority of them live in refugee camps, awaiting their application approval to become a German citizen. Some refugees decide to skip this step and become, as this man likes to say, illegal immigrants. As applications are being approved, the refugees start learning the language German, which is essential to their life in Germany. After they learn the language, they find a job. There are plenty of businesses starting which help refugees get jobs and help them become part of German society. Germany in particular does a fantastic job at distributing the refugees across the country. By doing so, they eliminate any chance of cultural imbalance. Before the war, many refugees lived just as we do, right now. Many of these people have college degrees and hope to finish their studies successfully. Fortunately, Germany can offer them a chance to do so. In this video, we discussed why there are so many Syrian refugees. We also discussed how they got to their destination and what happened to them once they reached their destination. I hope this video helped you to understand why the Syrian refugee crisis a bit more, and help you to understand what these people are going through. Thank you for watching this video.